Alrighty, we are back. Sorry for the delay, guys. It was not anticipated, expected, or anything. Just give me a sec. Let me tweet, and then I will explain kind of what happened. Um, basically, last year, I was having trouble with my eyes and went in to have an exam, and they said I'm on the verge of needing bifocals, but I wasn't quite there yet. So there's the thing where one of my eyes can see further, and I can see far with it and it's clear, and the other one I can only see up close and it's clear. So they're like two different something or others. So what they did with me last year was they decided which eye was the dominant eye, and then they set the prescription to that eye. So the other eye uh, usually would if I just look at it by itself, it was always blurry. But if I looked with both eyes, the dominant eye would kind of make up for whatever kind of defunctness there was in the other eye. But I think what's happening is the difference between the two is widening, or the one has gotten worse, or they both gotten worse, or something. So my eyes, the past couple of months, I've been noticing that they've been getting more tired, and they feel puffy, and they twitch a lot. And I've been suffering from semi-regular headaches. I mean, it's not every day and constant. It's just sometimes if I do a lot of straining with them, it kind of bothers me. So I kind of anticipated that it was probably time to go to the doc again. But yesterday, during the stream, the one eye really started twitching something heavily, and I was annoyed by it. It didn't hurt or anything. It was just like a flutter in the eye, and things seemed okay. Then I started getting a little nauseous and everything. Hey, Ducky and Tiki, glad you could join us. And I thought, well, it's probably because I haven't eaten lunch yet. So I went to eat. Then sometime after that, I just started feeling worse and worse. Went to lay down to kind of maybe sleep it off. And as soon as my head went sideways, the whole room just went floop. Just it felt like I was on a merry-go-round or something. And I knew right then it was worse than I was thinking it was. So I couldn't get into the doctor last night because she was all booked up, but we got in this morning, which is why I had to postpone the stream. Um, I had trouble with my right ear as well recently, so she checked that, said there's no pressure. She couldn't see anything that was wrong between that. She just figures it's something to do with probably needing to make some adjustments in my lenses or whatever, and that's what's causing the troubles. So I have an appointment set for the end of the month. That's about as early as I can get in, which is pretty good because usually it takes a couple months. But yeah, I'm just going to have to bide my time and hope that it doesn't occur again with the dizziness. I've had it happen in the past and for other reasons, and it kind of freaks me out when it happens because I know what troubles it led to back then, and it kind of gives me anxiety now, so I get a little panicked about it. So anyway, just long story short, I'm feeling better. I'm just taking it easy. I kind of like move like Frankenstein, I kind of like turn everything. I don't like swing my head around because I don't want to make myself sick or anything. Because I'm prone to motion sickness anyway, especially like in the car or something. So just I don't know. It's a puny family. We are constantly getting sick or having something go wrong. There's like a rare occasion that we're all healthy and nothing's going wonky. So just have to kind of deal with it, I guess. So yeah, we are back. Hey Bones, Aurora, Bucky, everybody, glad you could join. So yeah, apologies for the delay, but I'm happy to say that we are back. Thankfully, there's no maintenance scheduled for today. I happened to notice the tweet from WildStar. I didn't see them actually put it in the forums or anything, but I saw the tweet. So I thought, perfect. As long as I'm feeling decent, I'm going to go ahead and go with it today, just to kind of stay on schedule. I hate having to move it. Yeah, Bucky with the B. Anyway, at the end of the show, please, if I don't remember, remind me, start yelling in the chat box or whatever about announcing this month's CBDC theme. I'll save that for the end. I'll make you guys have to stick around to listen for that. I will be tweeting a message about that later, and of course I'll be updating the thread as well. Anywho, I did have 5 homes scheduled for today, and I've knocked it down to 4. Just, I think several of the ones we're going to visit today are probably ones that we're going to want to kind of hunt around for a while, so I didn't want to string it out for too long. And I actually substituted one in because there was one that I had planned to retour today, and they specifically asked me to hold it off since they're not going to be able to be here. So just want to mention, if ever you are intent on being around and you suspect that I might be coming to visit your place, and you want to be sure that you're there, and you know that you're not going to be able to make it on a specific day that I would probably come, just give me a poke. I don't mind rescheduling anybody's place. I know I tend to not say, hey, I'm visiting your house tomorrow. But if you just want to say, hey, if you're thinking about visiting my place, don't do it this week. Do it, a couple weeks from now, and I'll be there. That's perfectly fine. I don't mind. Same way with retours. If you make some significant changes, or say I visited your home and the bunker wasn't done, and we just toured the outside and now it is done, and you want me to check it out again, just let me know and I'm happy to retour. I'm super flexible in that regard. It's not a bother. People just enjoy seeing your guys' places, so I'm happy to tour or retour, or arrange it where it's convenient for you. I know some of you guys like to be around so that you can answer questions. I would love to be able to kind of schedule that so that everybody is around, but because my hours are so kind of wonky anyway and not exactly convenient for everyone, I don't want to make that a regular thing as far as me specifically asking you to be there. If you happen to be, wonderful. And if you want to kind of work it out with me and say, hey, I can't be here this week, but I can be here, on this day, can you save it for then? That's fine, but I'm not going to say I'd like to have everybody available, because I think it would be a logistical nightmare for me to try and organize that effectively. Oh, well, thanks for the heads up on that, Ducky. I'll note that down. That's a rocket. I'll definitely note that as a possible down the road. And it's great because it's Dominion side. Always looking for more on that side. I got plenty on Exiles. Well, I say plenty, and there's a limited list, but it's much longer than the Dominion side. Okay, so let's just get into it. What everybody's actually really looking for, not to jibber jabber with me, but to check out these plots. This is one we actually came to yesterday when we were doing the CBDC showcases, and I promised that we would be revisiting. And this is Leigh Reynolds Manor plot. It's a place I think I've stumbled on it before, and it's been on the list, but like I said, I do a lot of shuffling depending on what's coming up, who requests what, and I just hadn't got around to it. And with the CBDC, I thought, dang it, I'm going to make sure I tour this one this time. So just a lovely little place. I like the little Looks like it's supposed to be, what is that, like a pair of sunglasses or something? I don't know what that's supposed to be. Like have their shades or something. But this shows, one of our many examples of a great little water area. They're just using several layers of glass. Like I said, and when you layer up the glass, it really doesn't matter what color, but it frosts it and makes it look a little bit more opaque. And for those that are planning to do winter plots, either now or later, if you really layer them up, it looks like ice. So if you want to make an icy pond that somebody's ice skating on or something, that would work really well. But for this instance, they've left it more transparent, so it gives the illusion of water even though you can actually walk on it. That's the only downfall of using the glass, is water type stuff. We do have other items that people have discovered. It has a little bit more flexibility, like the bottom of the exotic chalice. If you size that up and put it just so, there's a little bit of a space between the bottom and where the collision is, so it looks like you're wading in water. So depending on how big you make it and how you position it, you might actually look like you're kind of wading in some water. Other things people have used, there's the winding rivers. The only thing is, those, you can't see all this pretty little grass and plants and things. It's just more solid looking than this. And so if you're wanting your plants and things to show, especially like if you want to add some like fish plushies or something, it's better to use this type of a water setup than to use the other type of actual water decor that we have. I know a lot of people have been asking for more calm water, more like the swimming pool water. It's a little bit movement, but not a whole lot. But even then, I think it would not be as clear as this. Now that we have those ice cube-looking decor, I don't know if anyone's actually tried that. But yeah, we'll I guess we'll see if anyone decides to give that a shot. But you can see this lovely little bridge with the pond, all the different flowers. I mean, it's from the lily leaves to the actual pond lilies. I love these ones that look like they have cattails. It just looks suitable for the water. It's various grasses. Let me slow her down a bit here. We're just going to kind of run around the property here. One way to kind of fill up places is to kind of enlarge things. I mean, these are some really big emerald leaf bushes and the ferns, the brambles here. I'm probably not following the path right. What's this? Looks like a pillar with an exonite wall stuck in it to kind of make it look like a bit of a lamp with that little exonite flower on there. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that ducky. This is really brightly lit. I don't know what light source they're using. I suspect because of the pulsating glow, I suspect it's the ritual candle circle that's probably hidden underneath or something, just because of the glow that it's giving. The only thing I don't like about that particular candle decor, aside the fact that they don't actually give any light. It's nice that you have candles and you can use them and make it look like there's light, and they don't count towards your lighting count, but it's still kind of frustrating. It'd be nice to have that soft flickering kind of lighting, I think. So here we have what some might think of as the front, I mean the back porch, but I think this is actually the front, um, the entrance to the manor here. Got this lovely like patio kind of thing. The fountain is a combination of an actual, I think it's Eldon fountain, and then they've added some spotlights in to give it a little bit of lighting, under lighting to light this up really nice. Some of those teal flowers, and then of course it looks like, just the way it looks like waterfall, not the winding river, but waterfalls being used for the water here. They've trimmed it with overgrowth, and then it looks like a bowl set in, one of those, the turtle shell bowl that I call it. We'll go into the main part of the house here in a bit. We're just gonna kind of check out all the side stuff first. Let's see, this looks like is that a hover car? Maybe it's their version of a taxi. Kind of has that look. I think it's probably because of the couch. It's a cute idea. It looks like the bottoms of the, what's that called? The emergency something. This is the one with the canary in it. I said it yesterday and now I forgot what it was called. But it's the little cage with the bird, the dead bird in it. I think that's the bottoms of that. And then it's the, it looks like the charming bar, the fancy one, with a generator stuck into it. So you got all this gold and then a Exile generator set inside. So you can turn it and give it some. I can't get it to turn on. Doesn't want to do it for me. Anyway, here are these little muffler bits. I think those are just from either they're just the regular engine parts or they come from the space chase bit. And then of course the couch. The leather sofa, I think is what it's called. Of course, everyone's favorite, the portable planters. They have that little swatch of dirt there. Early warning system. Thank you, Becky. And Bones. Hey, Poi. Glad you could join us. Yeah, early warning system. I knew it was something, but I don't know. I was thinking emergency. But I love these things. I've seen people use them constantly as the actual like little potted plants and stuff, but I've seen other people use them in interesting ways, so it's always fun. So here we have like, it looks to be set up as a garage. Obviously the door doesn't actually work or anything, but it's like a faux garage. So you have these generators and the lights, and you have your little switch to open it up. Maybe that's where this is supposed to go. And he's just got it out, ready to travel. Ducky. Yeah, that's what it's for. You know, it's like for the miners. When they go down into the mine, they take a bird, and that bird lets them know if it dies, then that means that there's gas or something. There's a gas leak or whatever. Poor canary. Hey, Pawn. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. And yes, I'm still here. I'm kind of like a bad penny, always turning up. So here's like, I don't know if it's like a garden type of thing, because they've got all these little mini biome places. They have like far side here with all of the little tentacle alien bushes and asteroids, and then over here you've got something that looks more like Celestion with the top of the thinker head for the mossy bits. You even have a little bit of a waterfall in there, and all the mangrove trees. And here you have what is that, Malgrave or Daradoon? One of those with the deserty plants. Over here, another bit of, I guess this is more like Malgrave with the bones and cactuses and stuff. And that's not a biome. That's just like storage or something. Leave it to me to get stuck in there. Look at the stairs, though. That's just a bunch of Cassian pillars, nicely spaced. You know, sometimes people make stairs, and I don't know if it's they forget to check it or what, but some of them it's not a really a smooth walk. Okay, this looks more like a laboratory up here. I love this little chair, the hanging chair. That's cute. It's just a dome with staircase landing and then a bunch of chains to kind of hang it up. It's just like a little swingy chair. I'd probably get sick sitting in it, but there you go. Notice they've got the tree table sunk in, so you don't see the bottom of the roots, but different. The shelf, it doesn't come furnished like that. A lot of people, I think those, especially newer to housing, don't necessarily notice that. They just probably assume it comes that way, and that's a lot of care taken into putting all the different little pieces in. Hey Faye, good morning. Or afternoon, I guess it technically is, for me anyway. Let's see, over here we've got, I guess that would be an exonite biome, more like, I don't know, what is that, a hay pile, I think? It's a pretty tree. Again, here's some more little collections of flowers, special from like Glarus here. There's one from, it could be white veil, it could be, I guess it'd be more like white veil. It doesn't look like spiky ice from Arctera. Now this is interesting. This looks like the furnished bookcase, but it's been sandwiched inside the empty bookcase, the tall Chua one. That's a really smart way of combining the two to make it quickly filled, but change the look of the original one. I don't think I've seen that done before, and that's like, whoa, why didn't I think of that? Here's a nice little lab station. You've got cover part pieces for the bottom part of it, topped and got a little backing from the travel posters. For the cabinets themselves, it looks to be like one of the tanks, not the vent tank, I don't think, but I think it's the blue one, the little fatter one. And then the back side of the tablet computer. Again, notice how they're using the calendar. They're hiding the top part where the little Draken lady is. You just slant it in just enough where it disappears, and then you've just got some sheets of paper. Now this could be just part of that desk, I think, is set in here, and then they've added all these other bits. I don't know if this is part of it that's already on the desk or not. I'm trying to see if this is something they made, this little flask set here. What are those? Tall files? Yeah, with metal-edged wood 2x4s there to make that little, what do you call those? Yeah, I think it's an investigator table for most of it, but I don't think these are, I think these are added bits, some of this. It's like that, I'm pretty sure that's oh, what is that? A blue flare for the little bit of smoke for the Bunsen burner there. Test tubes, yeah. I'm so bad with my words, and there goes my eye again. It's twitching. Stop it, eye. Quit twitching. Anyway, I think it's a combination of those things because I'm pretty sure the bottle and the book and some other things are from the desk, but like this little board here, I think that's added. I'm pretty sure this is added. I think that's the top of one of the tanks, in fact. And I'm fairly confident that this is custom as well. So they've added their own little bits. Same way with here. I think this is part of a desk that they've kind of snuck into here. And they've added all these things. So you've got hover part pieces for parts of it. These are, I think, the magnetized containers for the drawers. Trying to see what else is in here. For the dirt, for the plants, it looks like sandbags. It's a really cute little setup. This part here, that's just the edge of a curved wall, basically. Same way with this cabinet here. That's all hover part pieces and glass, and then the red moon vent for the vent part. There's that planter, but now they've got it as the container type thing. Nice way of having a roof, but kind of keeping it open as well for sunlight. Yeah, I think the way they built this, it was easy to hide the rest of that curved wall there. Notice the designs using the, I'm pretty sure that's glass frames, the design there. Notice this decoration here, that's those Exonite walls. And just even leaving this little gap, this interesting architecture. There's a lot of builders that have a knack for that, and the stairs, of course, are just cylinders. It's the same thing here, and they've just resized it to make this nice little bit. Yeah, cute little, I don't know, greenhouse laboratory kind of thing. Over here we have, what is this, a tennis court? I don't remember Lay mentioning this one. We should have showcased this yesterday. Really cute little build. It looks like the, oh, what's that? The sad portrait with the little sad face guy. I don't know, he's just got a sad face. It's just sunk in so you don't see the picture, you just see the frame. It looks like fence post ends, the one that's like lots of little sticks and it's got the little jagged bits. And it's just the end of those, and then those new graded flooring that you get at the Arcterra vendor. For the little green ball, which is amazing that they found a green ball. I have no idea what it is. I want to say it's probably the tip of some lamp sign something, but that she found a green ball for the tennis. That's pretty fun. I have no idea. Anyone want to toss out a thought on that? For the frameworks, it looks like probably the edges are like the bottom trim of a wall. And she's just made the court pattern. And then the netting is the metal edge, the great metal graded shelf. It's one of those. String light, it could be. I don't know. You think it's one of the skull ones? It could be a skull, and they've just got it sunk in just enough where you can't see the eyes or the evil face on it. It could be that from one of the Shades Eve bits. That's a good guess. We'll say that's what it is. won't have a clue. I don't know. But it's clever. I mean, you're always looking for new colors of, certain shapes, and that's a good one there. Over here we have, what do we have? This is another chessboard. Why didn't she say anything about these? I don't remember this stuff. Using, looks like one giant Oran floor and then miniature, smaller Draken ones for the different pattern. Cubes for the pawns here, and then tombstones for over here. So it's like Eldon versus the grave, something like that. Notice they got their little scoreboard things here. One over there as well. Interesting stuffs. It's probably what it was is I specifically asked for new stuff, and these maybe they already built. Possibly that's why they didn't mention it. But I was there, I wouldn't have minded taking a look and showing it. And finally on the outside we have this cute little gazebo. Definitely built differently than most I see. Most don't take the time to do the little wall trim here. But I like this one. It looks like pillars, mostly Oran flavored, with curved walls, domes, and cylinders to make all of the different pieces. The centerpiece, I believe, is the upside down spiked coffin. I think it's the same thing I'm using for the bone flower sculpture on my bakery and bingo plot. The only reason I'm fairly confident that that's what that is. It could be the bottom of something else, but that's what it reminds me of. And of course, inside it, they've set the Falcon fire pit thingy. The bench is just hover part pieces. And of course, the pillows there. I guess this is the front entrance. I don't know. I always go through the back way. So I think that's the way I'm going to go, because you have to walk all past this wall before you get to the door. There's like a little side porch. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's go to the front. I'm going to call it the front. This is probably one of those things where people would like to maybe orient their house a little differently. And this is one way to do it. Just build it up different. So you have to come in a certain way. If you're wondering about the fencing, I think that's mostly just the Dominion fences. These might be the fence posts. This is the one that usually I think a lot of people use for like the coin slots, because on the bottoms of them they have those little vents or whatever. These also, if it's the fence post I'm thinking of, they also, if you enlarge it big enough, you can actually go through this gap. I've seen several use them as nice entrances with, it has that gold decoration and everything, and you can walk right through it. Porch has to have a porch swing. So here we have this cute little one. It's basically Draken pillars for the base. For the seat is staircase landings, Chua pillows, and then hanging chains. Simple, but of all the ones that we've seen, they never look alike. I love that so much about Haza. I can't express that enough. This is one of my favorite things. So into the, I don't know what you call this, the grand entrance, main lobby, the fancy hall, something like that. So to the left, I feel like a tour guide, which I guess I kind of am, but I'm not really like, official. We have the fireplace. which they're using that Dominion fence post again as the decorative opening for the hearth there. Looks to be a small campfire, and they've just sunk it down so you don't see most of the stones. Notice how they combined a few of these orange chairs. We've seen that in a couple other places. They've even made these little miniature ones for the armrests here. It's just 5 chairs put together in a unique way to form a different kind of a piece of furniture. This is a combination of the charming bars and then the back of the portrait with the lady that kind of looks like she's bald or got a feather hat or something on. It's the back of that one. Of course, this door bow has a bottle. It's one of the orange bottles, just a little bit there, but it's the top of it being used as the handle. Again, it's always fun to see patterns that people make. These are 3 of those Datascape windows, just combined in a way to make a different kind of arrangement. Same way with this here. That's a window with, it looks like either an actual I think it's a bookcase, the Dominion bookcase that's just been sunk in to give it that gold trim for the window. Just little touches like that can really change up things. Make yours much more unique to someone else's that might use the same materials. Excuse me. For instance, we have this display case, and normally it has like a skull and a, I don't know, a rock and some other thing. And they've just pushed it inside. This part here is the bottom part of the crowded graves. So underneath, that's where all the headstones and stuff are. And so they're using that as the base, and then they put an open book at the top. So all the other actual stuff that's in the display case is hidden underneath. I think that's a really clever use. You know, a nice combination of items to create something different. And it's basically just the 3 pieces: the book, the display case, and the crowded graves. So here we have a bar. Dressed it up a little bit with some greenery. Let's see, what is this? This looks like, again, this is the bottom of something. What is that? It's the bottom of the, one of the, like, the mausoleum thingies. It's not what they're called, but like the crypts, I think. It's like 4 of those, two of those together. 1, 2. Because I noticed the little ivy stuff growing on it. And that's the bottom. Notice the pattern. It's interesting patterns on those things. Same way with the crowded graves. It has a strange pattern on there. But they just turned it into a really ornate looking table. Hey, Sisqui. Glad you could join us. I saw your tweet earlier and hadn't seen you. I thought, maybe they forgot. But you're here. Okay, just looking around. Here's another fireplace. This one's done a little bit differently. It's just cylinders and tubes, and again, the small campfire there. I've seen a lot of people use this kind of style, and it always looks so classy because it's all nice and contained and neat looking. Here's the dining room. Notice they got the faux doors, but they've got it, open so you can get through without any trouble. The table itself is just an upside down Dominion conference table. They've got the top of it just sunk into the floor so you can't see that. And then just laid a couple of glass panes on it. Nice and fancy looking. And that brings us to the back porch where we were earlier, but we'll go ahead and take a look at some of this. This little potted plant, that's just hover part pieces, a bowl, and looks like they might have, yeah, it's just the bowl, because that's the grass from the inside of it. Over here you've got the little porch dining set, a little snack set. Come out here, have your tea, read a book. They've made these custom chairs out of the fence pieces. These are the ones that you can craft. They're not from the spring decor pack. You can tell by the way they look kind of misshapen and not exactly straight and smooth. Basically, it looks like 3 fence posts, the white fence posts, and then 1 fence piece with a pillow. Works nice. Kind of cute. A little girly, if you're a guy, maybe you don't want that on your plot. But you could change the colors of the pillows and make it work, for you. That's the entrance to the main house. We'll come inside that later. Kitchen. Gotta go to the kitchen. It's one of my favorite places in most people's homes because they give it so much attention and they always look different and interesting, and I think, wow, I'd like to have that in my kitchen, and this is no different. So we have a really lovely, it comes with an island being doubled as not only it looks like some kind of a cooker top or something, but also like the little breakfast bar. Wow, what all sorts of stuff we got here. It looks like travel posters for a lot of it. These I think are, I want to say those are 2 shelves, and the grate, metal grate shelf for the handle there. 2x4s there and there. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Siskly. Over here, it looks like we have a toaster. Trying to see what it is. Can't quite make out what that is. Top part of a generator or something, and they've just put the toast inside it. It could be maybe an oversized control panel of some sort, like the bottom of it. The bread box, of course, is dome pieces with curved walls and glass. And it looks like a bench, a Pell bench for the little handle there. There's no glass. It's just Exile bits. Got some shiitake mushrooms or something on a cutting board. The cutting board is just the back of the, I think it's the tree portrait or something. You can kind of see the string where the nail would be, just a little bit there. This, of course, is that kitchen sink everybody was fussing about not being able to get from the Boxing Gym Fab Kit, which I believe it's available now, but it's still kind of tough to get. So it's still pretty expensive last time I checked. Yeah, Siskwe, but that's not really something she wants widely known. It's kind of not meant to be that way. So We don't really want to talk about that. Besides, it's fun trying to guess. I prefer that. I find it more entertaining for myself. Anyway, we have a little salad. Basically, I think it's one of those bramble bushes that stuck in there. Not the newer ones, but the green one that's kind of like a little pointed triangle bit. I always like the little oh magnetic holder for the knives and stuff. I think they're using a metal plank for that. And this looks like a beetroot or something. It's one of those drooping gorge fruit bulbs. The plant is just stuck inside there, so you can't see all the other bits, but it's just the little fruit sitting there. The blender is a vent tank, the bottom of it, and then they put a glass and then a plate over top of that, and then a hammer for the handle. Notice they even got a wire so that it's plugged in. For this little part here, for this, I don't know what this is, like some kind of a grill or stove top or whatever. That's a metal table, and it looks like some glass laid over top of it, because I don't think the metal table has that line there. And then the chewa cups for the knobs. The cookbook holder is just called staircase landing with a 2x4 propping it up. And the 2x4 for the little bottom there. For the little pie on the the little cake stand there. The cake stand, it looks to be, I'm trying to get a good shot here, it looks to be like one of the glasses, the fluted glasses, the bottom of that with a plate on it, and then just an orange window. Looks like, I don't know, an apricot pie or something. Yeah, something like a hot plate. I mean, it doesn't have the little circles for like the stove bits as like these do, so I don't think it's an actual stove top like this. It's something else. Hot plate, some kind of a grill, something or other. I don't know. Maybe it's not even that. It's something totally different, and only Lay would know. Here's another little cabinet part. That's the wine rack. Basically just 2x4s, lots of wine bottles, a plate for the handles, plane of glass there, staircase landing again. I don't know if these are actually travel posters. They kind of look like, because of this right here, this looks more like the back of the, oh, what's it called? Maybe it's just part of this that's throwing me off. Yeah, it's probably just part of this. But it almost looks like maybe the back of the tablet computer too. Then you have this little, like, again, it could be like a breakfast nook, dining table kind of thing. They've got this nice little sectional seating, basically just the decking pieces being used for that. Notice they have a little pet, and he's got some food bowls and water bowl. It's adorbs. I imagine this is like supposed to be the washing machine. Basically just travel posters, the airtight container, ergonomics keyboard, and a porthole window. There's some storage up above. What's down here? I get stuck in the door. Here's the cooler. Again, if you're wondering what this little animation here is, that's the bottom of the hovering medical cot. There are a couple of new items that do the same similar effect. Uh, but if you're looking for something more centralized like that, the cot still works the best. The other one I'm thinking of, it's a little bit longer and there's multiple bits that kind of glowy. Yeah, Siskwe, that's part of my fun too. And I think some of the builders take a little bit of pride if I can't guess what it is, because they like try to stump me. I know Ducky for sure has done that in the past, and he's been thrilled that he stumped me on several occasions because obviously I don't know everything about the housing stuff, but it's like these look different than what I remember, but I guess that's the metal and wood barrels. I wish we had just some solid wood barrels. I think the closest we have is like the Merg um, uh, like fighting dummy, the test dummy thing. It's not a dummy. It's got a barrel with a bunch of arrows sticking in it, but it's on a pole as well. I think that's the closest thing we have to a solid wooden barrel. The other closest is by sandwiching two um, uh, feeding troughs together, and they kind of look like a barrel. Kinda. That's what I used on my um, tangled plot. Okay, so have we visited all the downstairs? It's the kitchen, living room. That's the main part. We'll go upstairs now. We'll come back down for the interior of the main home, but want to see all the exterior stuff first. So the staircase, I've seen a lot of people try to make this kind of a staircase where it's like this grand double stair coming down to a single one. I think the trouble a lot of them had was a lot of them wanted the curved version. And I think this is still a nice way of doing it, but avoiding that whole trouble of the curves. Because making a curved stairway, that's pretty tricky, I think, for at least for me. And I've seen others try it and it didn't quite look right, but this one, it looks to be the standard staircases. I could be wrong. It could be just individually placed 2x4s, but it looks like the standard staircase trimmed with 2x4s for the railings, and then accented with the Merg dynamite for the, what do you call those things? They have a special name. Not pillars, it's, I don't know. I want to say it starts with a B, like a banister, something like that. I don't know. And then having the red Exile walls to kind of look like carpet. It just gives it that classy look. Notice again, just 2x4s for a simple railing. I've seen some get really elaborate with it, having the little miniature ones, and having gaps and stuff, or installing glass panels. That works too. Notice they decorate the windows with different patterns. Same way here, they managed to make it look like a curved glass just by the way they turned. Looks like it's 3 pieces, just one here, and then a third one over top for that little design. Simple but really pretty. Handles here, just the Cassian pillars. These are the trellises. She's just got 3 of them, and then she's added some of those habanero bushes to make it look like rose bushes here. Always a pretty thing. Got a nice view. Notice she's thrown out some of those celestial canopy things. Celestion canopy. What are they called? I don't remember the name. Shame on me for not remembering the name. Okay, let's go down here. There's the display case, and she just changed it up for downstairs. Another balcony type deal. Oh, look at this little daybed kind of thing. Isn't this cute? Again, looks like the staircases for the top to get that lattice look. 2x4s, granite pillars, probably either 2x4s. This part here looks like staircase landings, a couple of them stacked, and then this is a metal edge 2x4 for that bit. One big two-a-pillow and then two little ones for that. I bet a lot of Warren would love this little bed. Banisters, yeah, I think that was the word. Little outdoor grilling. Something my son's been trying to get into. It's something my dad always did in the States, and I missed it when we moved here. And my husband has never gotten the real knack for it. I mean, he can do it, but he doesn't have like, he's not like thrilled about about it. So I kind of have to force him into it every now and then when I'm craving like an outdoor grilled burger or something. And now my son is trying to do it too. He's been, I think the last thing he tried to make was ribs or something, and it came out okay, but I think he still needs some practice. Yeah, Siskwe, I've had that happen several times. In fact, kind of like when I built the dome, the glass dome for my Protostar Plaza, I did that with my plot private at the time, and it come to find out there was a couple of others doing the same thing. Obviously, ours looked different and everything, and we were using them in different ways, but it was weird to think, wow, they come up with the idea uh, to do it, you know, the same thought to make a glass dome. This is just the Draken cauldron with, again, that little, I don't know, the bramble bush thing, and then some of the white weeping cup flowers, just to make a nice little flower arrangement. The little bonsai tree rim. So we have some little bonsais here. Looks to be, what is that? Looks to be like just a stone and then a little mini willow on there. Again, for the display things, those are upside down feeding troughs. This here is a couple of those sad portraits. I'm not sure what they're using for the green. I suspect a metal crate, and then the stones, and then the thing. The scissors, that looks very familiar to me. Looks like something I made for my barbershop way back when. So I'm going to guess it's probably the same materials, which would be the tops of the buckets for the round bits, and then two swords for the scissors part. Because that's exactly how I built mine for my barbershop. Over here we have, it looks to be a planter and a portable planter, and then another tree, and then this one is, what is that? I think it's one of those new teacups because of the little chip missing out here. And then they've put in, looks like the bottom of a gray sack. This is just the bowl. And this one is a dome with the top of a thinker head for the material in that one. Over here we have the little tea set, some sake or something, I don't know. They're using a combination, it looks like, of the Chua Sipper cup, and they've sandwiched it inside the Draken ritual pot. So it has the handle and the little spout, but it looks different. For the little, I guess that's the tea, looks like a mop handle. I'm not sure what they're using for the little patch of stuff. It's a plant of some kind because it's moving. For the table, it looks like maybe Cassian pillars and then a travel poster. Something along those lines. That got glass on it? No, so we can kind of come out. So how it's kind of like a star shape. For those that haven't seen it yet, that's the new tribal mats. There's the flat version and then there's a rolled version. Folks have been finding fun ways to use those. Looks like we got one more level, maybe? What's in here? Oh, somebody's bedroom. Here they've sandwiched two couches together to make this little sectional sofa. And this is a combination of the tall bookcase, Exile bookcase, with the one of the monitors I think you get from Grimvault, and then the magnetized container for that. Looking. Guess this is supposed to be a children's room because it's got all the little toys scattered around. Guess this is a terrarium of some sort for the little, what is that, a gar? Because he's got his like food and water plates here. Excuse me. What is this? The bathroom, maybe? Ooh. Cleaning bot. It's the bot butler cleaning up the mess. So using just an empty bar as a little sink cabinet area. 2x4s for this cute little bench. Just 3 or 4 together and there you go. Nice little shower stall. Just combine the 2 words. Who cares? It's a metal grate shelf for this little corner shelf here, the staircase landing for the bottom, the red moon vent for the drain, hammer for this part, and 2 of cups here. And then this is not the Merg dynamite, but the other one. Merg explosive, I think it's what it's called. Some glass panels, Cassian pillars, and voila, you have a nice little shower stall. The butter. Oh, there's the ugly toilet. We're just gonna ignore that. So I guess this is the adult room. Looks a little less cluttery with toys and such. You're wondering about that big lamp. That's just that Draken pendant lamp. Okay, is there no way to get upstairs? I thought there would be. For that little bit up here. Did I miss it? Let me go back out. See, you can see there's a balcony up there, but maybe this is just a faux thing that you're not really meant to go up. I don't know. I see it, I want to go to it, but I don't know how. I don't see any place where there's like stairs going up. Let me look over here. Just to be sure. No, nothing here. I guess it's just a faux part of the house. like some of this extension and stuff. I don't know. Notice the big skylight here, just layering of glass with the frames. It makes some interesting designs depending on how you turn them. See, this is like that faux door again from downstairs. Maybe that's, you know, supposed to be to the inside. Look at the handle there. I have no idea what part that is. It looks like the top of the weather vane. Is that what that is? That little duck? Ducky would know, because Ducky hides one of those on all his plots, I think. Okay, so I think that's all of the exterior build. Now we'll go to the interior, which is basically the actual house that they've just built around. This just shows you how much you can do to kind of change up. You don't have to stick with the standard house. Just kind of go with it. That might be why that balcony's there. That might be part of the actual prefab home. I think this is one of those, again, the pet crypt or something that they're using to cover up the door just to make it a little different. Because I'm pretty sure none of the houses that we have has a purple door on it. And the main thing is if you're going to cover up the door with anything, either make sure just a little part is visible, or otherwise people might have trouble getting in. So you kind of like look on the handles here. And then we come to a whole nother spot. So this is the interior of the main prefab home. This is how you get some extra space. So we'll just start. We'll just dig in. We got the open hearth here, very elaborate. The pillars themselves, those columns, those are just created by having a couple of pillars and then turning one of them just a little bit, like at a, I don't know, 45-degree angle or something to the original, and that gives you that pillar look. You can actually add more in to get even more of those little divots if you want, but I think this is just a simplified with the two. I've used it before, like in the cemetery build that I did. We've seen other people use it in ruins and things when they want to use it for like churches and things like that. It looks really nice. People always fuss, so we don't have any round, and this is about as close as we can get to a round type of pillar, a column. I think that's it's either Merg or Falcon or Pell fire pit there. Using the, I think it's the ornate fence for the little guard bit here. And again, just mimicking the wall. The wall is Granite style, so they've used the same bits here. Even this trim, that's just part of the wall. It's got that little bit of extra on it. Using it to their advantage. It looks like that. The little table is just the upside down, I think it's a Draken wardrobe. It's the one that kind of looks like a, oh, it reminds me of like a Iron Maiden, because it's got like spears sticking through it and everything. That's what that is, but it's just the feet. It's upside down and you see the feet, and that's what they're using for the bottom of the table. And then they've just got several glass panes turned this way and that to make a nice little simple design. I see that they're using the exotic chalice like I like to. Because whenever I see this thing, that's what it looks like to me. Is it looks like a pitcher of water, but it's actually a goblet type of thing, a chalice. It's supposed to be the other way around, but I'm so happy that someone actually uses it like I do. But I never use it as a goblet. I always use it this way. The only time I've used it the other way is I sink the bottom of it and use it like a little glass, like a terrarium bowl or something. That's the only way I've done that. So thank you, Lay, for using it like I would. Yeah, here's that early warning system, and you can see the canary in there. It's a little dead bird. Poor little thing. It's just sad. But here's their little display case. They've actually put some glass on the front to make it look like it's, protected. And the only reason I can kind of notice that, besides it being a little bit shaded, is this is sticking out. And this here, you can see those bits sticking out. For the display columns here, those are just ornate chests turned away so you can't see the metal handles on there. Again, display cases, treasure rooms, attics, all of those are great places to kind of sneak in the decor that you're proud to have. They're unique. Maybe it took you a long time to get, or they just look nifty and you don't have any other place to put them. These are perfect. It's a great way to kind of showcase that. Again, using their stair kind of style, just changing it a little bit, using those ornate posts and instead of Merg dynamite as on the outside. Here's a giant grandfather clock. It's basically the back of, I think it's the dresser. It could be the bookshelf. It's one of the two. And they're just using the back side, hanging a clock, and then the drake and gong to the front there. Notice the chandelier. It's what's it called? The fancy hanging light, I think. And then they've got several orange sconces along that, and then using one of those metal bowls. Really brightens the room, but just different than using the standard chandeliers that we have. I mean, we have, I think, 3 or 4 different types, but this doesn't suit everybody's style. And I love how people find interesting ways to divvy up the space that's in here. So here's another use of that display case. They've just sunk it in so you just see the top part of it with the glass, and then they use it as a display for a sword. Oh, aren't these cute? I remember her tweeting a sketch of this for her little fish. And this is the Dorbs. I love it when I see other people doing paintings. Fun. I wish she'd post these in the forum as well. But this is a little koi pond painting. I can't even begin to think what all this stuff is. I guess this blue part is that the bottom of that squiggly little tentacle bush that we saw used for one of the games yesterday. This is part of the tall finger leaf tree, I think, finger tree or something along those lines. The lily pad, and of course the other grasses and stones. For the fish itself, it looks to be all of the new ice rock blocks, the curved ones and such. It's amazing that they are pretty visible from a distance. You can see some of the tail disappears here, but pretty nice. For the little colorings, it looks like the bottoms of the bottles. And I suspect the little black part for the eyes is probably vent tanks. Well, I like it when other people are doing other types of builds. I mean, I like these Oriental themes. And I know not everybody wants to have one of mine. I really don't want mine all over the place. I want folks to be inspired to build their own. So here's another one. This is a really pretty one. Just rocks, different types of brambles and bushes and things. The actual building looks to be, I'm not quite sure if that's a crate for a table of some sort. Maybe some 2x4s in there. Looks like a really, really tiny, what is those things called? The wind chime. And some of the new ice decor. I think that's the ice rock block, the other one, the really blue icicle looking thing, because it's a really pretty blue. It's funny how the icicles and the snow and everything, like the ice platforms, they're all different colors. Not all of them have a really nice pretty blue. Some of them look more gray and dirty, like dirty snow, kind of like the I guess it's the White Veil ground. It looks gray and dingy. But like if you look at the snow and stuff in Arctera, that's much more white. And so that's one of the troubles I had with my snow plot where my plaza is. I ended up covering up, even though I chose the winter ground, I ended up covering all of it because it didn't match with the decor that I was trying to put out there. For the frames, those are just the tiki bars, I think. Got those little boogity boogity faces on there, and they've just sunk that into the wall and used it as a nice frame. No idea what they're using for the sky. I want to say it's at the bottom of the glass, the chalice, but I really don't know. Very pretty though. This one looks like it's in the process of being built, little Chinaman. It's one of the something Dominion because it's got that bright red on there. Looks like he's got an axe in his head, but I guess it's the little tassel or something. Looking already pretty neat. I have no idea what it is. Here's the library. Again, it's a nice place to sneak in little details that you might not otherwise have a place for, so they found a way to sneak in all of these summoner stones or whatever they're called. Yeah, there's the contents of the little desk that we saw earlier. They've added a few things like the little portrait of the lady. They just stuck on a little 2x4 as a little prop there. I've done that in the past with, I think it was one of the other portrait things. I can't remember which one. Here's that ice cube. Weird that he glows funny. Never noticed that before. Wonder why that does that. Notice the little ice splotch on the magnifying glass there. And I think this is meant to be like you hit this lever and it would be an interactable where you close it and shut it. Probably only works when she's on the plot, so that you come into the treasure room here. But a fun idea. I mean, we've seen people try to find clever ways of hiding. I think in the very beginning when the collision wasn't as rough, you could make the gaps really, really small and people could still get through, so you could really find fun ways of hiding the little special hidey holes and stuff. But now the collision works a little differently, so that you can't do it quite like that. No, I don't want to end up with the gators. So here's the game room, and you guys will remember the arcade game. I'm not going to go too much over that since we covered it yesterday, but for anyone that's interested, you can always go watch those videos. Here we have their little personal computer here. They even have a little mouse. Looks like it's a medical kit. just sunk in so that you see the bit side there. I got some pizza. Haven't seen too many people try that, but it's nice to see some other folks. It looks like they managed to come up with some different colored bits. Looks like they're using the Bandit Dynamite for the pepperoni. Can't quite make out what they're using for the red. And the green, again, I have no idea. It's really hard to see from here, but I assume that's supposed to be like tomatoes and peppers. Interesting, though. Interesting. I like the little vase here, just a simple bit of a hollow tube and then the glass. Make a nice little vase. Pool table. Cover part pieces. Really nice and smooth. Using an Exile wall for the felt. I think more people would prefer green, but we just don't have anything that's green and flat that would work in that situation. I think the only way you might be able to do it is if you don't have any problems with having a solid base. You might could use, I think it was Cheeky's idea about using the bottoms of the green stalks. You might be able to sandwich two of those together to make a green felt. But it'll be bright, I think, especially if one of these lights is shining on it. The little pockets look to be the the judge's hat, just turned upside down. The ball, one is tall file, the other one is a little protostar dynamite thing, and this one is the other one. It's another dynamite. It's the black one though, and it's not all black. Obviously you can see that it's kind of got a different coloring, but I think this one is a little more costly than the others. Not as easy to get a hold of. It might be an actual rare drop or something. I'm not really positive on that. Does have a pull rack here, even with the little ball rack thingy where you can get them all into a little triangle there. And you're getting ready to start a new game. The full cue thingies are just 20 Draken Spears. I love this little table. It's a combination of a couple of those new graded floors that you get straight off of the vendor. It's the one with the black underside and then the little yellow honeycomb pattern on the front. And they've doubled that to make this little like star pattern, and then they've layered that with to be honest, I don't know what they layered that with. At first I thought it was glass, but I'm not sure about that. It could be, I don't know what that is, but it's really pretty. It looks like they've got frameless glass in there to give it that little brightness, but I don't know what this part is. Something with rounded corners, so it's not glass panes, it's, you know, the framed one is something else. I have no idea, but it's awfully pretty. This little cabinet area underneath the television is just one of the regular bars, I think. I'm trying to figure out what all this is supposed to be. I guess this is like the video game DVD, not the video game, the DVD thing, because this is supposed to be like a DVD case. It's opened up. It's just two travel posters together, one upside down and one not. And then for the DVD or the CD or whatever, it's a plate. And the actual machine is books, just books sandwiched together with, I think, a detonator bit stuck on the side there. I don't know what this is supposed to be, though. What is that? I have no idea. Maybe it's the start of a DVD shelf or something? I don't know. We've seen that. I remember her saying that she'd changed up the framing. The little bench here is just hover part pieces and this ice rock blocks, I think is what the name is, for the little cushion there. I love this little corner shelf. You know, a lot of people feel like they have to be square, or if it's round, they have to keep it round. You can just make use of your space in interesting ways. This is a really cute, clever way of doing a corner, filling it up with something. Clearly it is a thingy. Oh, is it the same? Well, that makes sense. So it's the frame on the yellow thingy, and then it's just more of those thingies. So there's like 3 of them. Okay, see? All right, Bones. Thanks for joining, and hope to see you later. So you've got this little corner cabinet. There's a variety. You know, you've got the sides here, which looks to be the side and back are basically 2 of the dividers. I don't know if it's the honeywood or the dark one or whatever. It's one of those. They're just used to be the corner, the backing here. And then they're using staircase landings, it looks like, and 2x4s for the shelves and such, and the cabinetry. And again, for the little handles, they're just using metal-edged wood blocks with the glass panels to make a clear little display there. For the couch and the little, what do you call those? Is that ottoman? To kind of match this little, because this looks like a blanket trunk. You know, you open the trunk and it has blankets or magazines or board games or something in it. And it kind of matches these 2. The couch itself, really fancy looking. Combination of the curved bits of the snow blocks and then the square ones to make this really adorable little couch. Look at all of these hover part pieces to make this long little tube bit for both the backing and the armrests. The little ornate pattern here, I suspect it's the bottom of either a lamp post, a miniature fountain. I don't know what that is, but it's a really cute little design that she discovered and is using for the little decoration here. And again, hover part pieces for the bottom. Notice she's actually lifted it and given them feet, which is a little going that extra mile. Most of us would probably just keep it flat. To just, you know, not have to trouble themselves with giving it feet. And it saves decor, of course, but if you have the room to splurge, adding those little extra bits, the feet on there, really makes a difference. Here again, it's some of the snow pieces. I don't know which one in particular. I suspect the curved ones, but I really don't know, honestly. And it looks like, again, that same piece that they're using here. They've just sunk it in so you don't see the little bits here. Probably didn't poke out just right because of the way she's created it. But it looks so nice and poofy and comfortable. And of course, apparently their little pet cat has decided to settle in on it. Looks like some tacos with guacamole. Looks like a metal bowl, several of them sandwiched together to kind of make it a thick bowl. Don't know what they're using for the guacamole. Again, it's really hard to get in close to see this stuff. I imagine it's some kind of grass. It could be the top of a thinker head that's really small and set in there. Who knows? I'm going to turn the television on. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, but I think it's an interesting little deal. It's just a bunch of those bowls made into this nice little funny pattern. Maybe a Mexican hat. You know, like what is it called? A sombrero? Kind of what it reminds me of. maybe it would make more sense if like there was also some maracas or something, those little shaky things. Oh, and for the table here, that's just glass panels, and then again, uh, cover part pieces. Over here we have another lovely little painting. I can get my camera to come on there nicely. I don't know what's being used for the frame. It kind of looks like a chest edging or something. Maybe it's the bottom of the leather couch. It kind of looks like that too. And then maybe this is layered in with oh, what's it called? Travel poster. The ship itself, which I imagine, I guess, is supposed to be the USS Enterprise or such, looks like some of the Eldon bits. I don't know what they're called. Different parts. I have no idea. And there's that little bit there. Is that the what is that? Is that the bottom of the Dominion? Is that the leaky container with like the green ooze coming out of it? It looks Eldon-y because of this green, but it's got all this gold. Maybe that's not Eldon. Maybe it's something else. I don't know. Whatever that is, that's what she's using for these little images here, with the little decal decoration bits. It's a mystery, to me at least. Here's something she showed, some of the shields for, I think it was Captain America. Again, I don't know what all she's using for all of this. I think it might be the bottom of the big red flower pot. The only red thing I can think of, I noticed she had to put a pretty big spotlight on it. Not only for that, but I think it's a really dark red. It's not as red as, like, say, the cushions for the chairs. And when you hover over them, they don't light up as a seat, so it's not one of those. The silver part, you got me. I don't know. The blue kind of looks like a mushroom, but I don't think that's what that is either because it's not poofy. Some really lovely choices though. This looks like some of the new Arctera bit just because of this here. This looks like frosty stuff. And again, I don't know what she's using for some of these bits. The lay has done a good job of stumping me. I don't know. Oh, well, I hope he's okay, Aurora. Again, I love the railing of the stairs. And look here, found some fun way of displaying some of the collected plushies. Little, I guess it'd be a bedroom here. That's kind of creepy. Whenever I see these things, I always think there's somebody there. I love this little couch, and I guess it's another, what I call an ottoman. I'm using that word as if I know what it means, but I think that's what it is. It's basically just the yellow pillows with the Merc dynamite for the legs and 2x4s snuck in there. Again, the windows, or I guess it could be it's kind of mirror, kind of cabinet. It's basically the windows with that little duck for the handle, and the Dominion bookcase for that gold trim. For the little vanity table, looks like she's using the back of it's the cheese wedge with the block, and she's just turned it so you don't see the cheese. So it looks like the bottom or the back of a brush, and using some little grass weed or whatever for the brush bit. For the little mirror here, this is one of those portraits, but then she's got it sandwiched inside something else, so I'm not quite sure what that is or what she's got. It almost looks kind of creepy because it's so dark. Nice little custom bed here, very orange, using some of the fence and gates pieces. We've got windows for some of the shelving here. Big pink pillow for a nice big fluffy blanket with 2x4s to kind of trim it off. Multiple bits of the carrot rug to make this giant one with little different patterns. It's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of them stuck together. Well, maybe he's learned his lesson now since he's injured himself. Here's the bathroom, really nice. You got the shower stall here, which is a combination of the bowls. Lots of bowls. Look how many there's there. There's like tons of them. I don't even want to try and count. And then another one, but it's got, it looks like a decking piece or something stuck in there to kind of make a little step. But look at all the bowls. Just lots and lots of them. An interesting floor pattern though, for sure. Using a pillow as a little loofah or whatever you call it. 2 cups for the handles, everybody's favorite. It's another one of those Merg explosives, but it's also got, I'm trying to see what that is. I don't know what that is. Something sticking out there. And then topped with an orange window. Just Chua pillars, glass, lots of Cassian floors. Ah, the custom toilet. So many different ones. This one is a bowl, a bottle upside down and right side up for the little plunger thing. And then I think it might be the bottom of a feeding trough for the lid there. Toilet paper holder looks like just a metal edge 2x4 and they just got it sunk on there. The double sinks, again, 2 pillars, keeping with the theme of as far as what they're using for the furniture, keeping it all the same. This I think are just windows, and then they framed it with the 2 pillars. They've got the little control panel bits sticking out for the faucet handles, and then bowls, probably the tops of a bottle or something sitting in there as well. There's a nice little tub, again using glass for water, and then they've got the either lots of little medical hovering cots, or using that new one. It's like a long little hologram kind of thing. I don't know what it's called. Excuse me, but it's on the housing vendor. This looks to be, again, the bottom of that Draken wardrobe, and then they've got the tall files stuck in there for some kind of interesting lighting. They've got a light source inside there. I don't know which. It's flickering, so it's not just your average light. It's one of the fires of some sort stuck in there. A pretty painting. Don't know what they're using for the frame or anything, but you can see these are the Hugel portraits. This part, I'm not quite sure what that is. Looks like the bottom of a bottle or something. It's really pretty though. especially with this lighting. Again, 2x4s, lots of Cassian floors. That bench repeated here to kind of match. You know, when you find a piece of furniture that you like, if it's going to be in the same house, it's nice to use it in multiple places. It kind of helps tie everything in. Yeah, showers are, it's really just about anything. Even like the cabinets for your kitchens and stuff. You can go to dozens of kitchens and there's really no two alike. I mean, they might be similar in a lot of ways, but yeah, it could be the air conditioner. I don't know. It's pretty solid square and trim, so I don't know what that is. Who knows? Lay knows. And I could probably snoop, but I'm not gonna. I just prefer guessing. Then she can tell us, and then we'll go, oh yeah, that's what that is. Why didn't I think of that? Okay, let's see. Did we go through all of this? This is the game room. This is the office with the hidden room. I feel like I'm missing something. Come down here. Ah, yes, back here. I don't think we went in this way. This is that hanging, it's the tree, portrait of a tree, and she's just pushed it in just enough where you don't see the tree. It actually has like a bulby layer of glass over top of the tree. So it almost looks like a strange little mirror. But that's the only thing. There's nothing really funky done to that. Here's that faux door again with the duck handle. Oh, it's a little, what do you call it, sauna? Got the little, I don't know, briquette thingies here. I think the way it looks like it's kind of lit up and heated is because it's the red lanterns in there. For the little bucket of water, I imagine that's a glass, either a shot glass or beer glass or something, and then they're just using the mop in there. Cute little addition. The windows, again, are those metal dividers. The carpet here, that's the bottom of, or the back of the Dominion bed, I think. That gives that nice golden pattern. That might be what she used for that picture frame. I think that's what that is. I just didn't notice the markings on there as heavily as we saw just there. Let me go back just to have a look. Let's see, where is that? Yeah, I don't think I saw this one. That's Hugel Pictures again, and I don't know, it looks almost like a fish tank, but not. I don't know, she's got some strange combinations of stuffs. And see, it doesn't look like the same pattern. So it must not be that. Is it the top of the ornate chests? It's the only other thing I can think of that's gold. Like this, is it that? That's what it kind of looks like to me. Yeah, I think it's that. It's the top of the ornate chest. Maybe not that one. I think it's more this one here. The bottom, top, one of those two. So I think we figured it out, what it is, because it's got that nice frame and it's made in such a way that you can sink all of that in except that little frame part. So that's probably what it is. There we go. We have solved the mystery, maybe. Okay, so that is Lay's house. Wow, I can't believe we've still been on her plot, and we probably